Okay, unclecow, and this is the beginning of my Being Disabled series. We're going to talk about dealing with disabled services, getting what you need when you're disabled, equipment, aids, whatever living type thing you may need. And I'm going to do this from my perspective because everyone's situation is different. Everyone's situation is different. I don't care what anyone says. So I'm going to use my own experiences as a template through this disabled services journey, just to explain a few things. Okay. When you're a kid, you really don't deal with it. Like I've said before, you may have therapy in school or a special needs teacher, which is par for the course. But services itself really isn't activated. Let me use that term. Until you're 18. Okay. I myself started with DRS. They're big on. They weren't really a lot of help at all. They was just at the point where I realized that being a martial arts instructor was the path I wanted to go, and still is. But they only were able to get me one book I required when there was a course I needed to take and many more books I needed to take and other equipment I needed, and they didn't help. So I dropped them. Luckily, I was able to achieve that with the help of some very nice people, and my grandmother at the time, may she rest in peace. But that's the way I was able to achieve that or afford that program. So we dropped DRS. A few years after, Mom found that the DD waiver. This program was a bit more involved. You had a case manager who dropped by every month just to see how you're doing. They're big on doctor's appointments and whatnot. And every year there has to be a reassessment for the program, let's say, and they do that. And you go through this person, okay, to get whatever service thingy you want. Okay, you just don't go, okay, I want this from that list and that. It's not a Chinese food restaurant. You have to go through this person, and if they're not experienced in how to activate this type of service, because like I've said, every service is different, you may be waiting for a while. So tomorrow I have my monthly check-in with my advisor, who is still a greenhorn, unfortunately. So, how you doing? Are you out in the community communicating with people, which is a big buzzword for them. And again, that's why I've said YouTube is a good thing, because I'm putting out videos, communicating with people, writing emails, writing back to people. All that is good stuff. Okay, that's why that's so important. Okay, so every time you guys leave a comment or send me some sort of DM on Instagram, send me an email, all that is great stuff, because that's showing them, yes, I wrote this person about this thing and that thing and this thing. So all that is good stuff and helps me with this program. Okay, but the DD waiver only really helps you with getting equipment, and from what I've seen, aid services. Well, I've tried aid services. I had 2 in-home aids. I've explained the problem with aid services before, but I'll go into it a little bit. You're given a certain amount of hours, and you're supposed to use these hours. Okay? So your aide has to stay with you, let's say 10 hours or more. Well, if what you need them to do is only takes 2 hours or a little bit less, then you're just sitting there. Well, then they say, oh, they can take you out and such and such. But who do you expect to pay for that, right? So that would cost me money if we went out. So you don't do that because you don't have any money or hardly any enough. And you can't take them to work with you, but to expect them to stay with the client pretty much all day. So there's my issue there. Okay, so after 2 aides, well, actually both of them quit for various reasons, and yes, none of them had to do with me. I'm actually a pretty easygoing client because I can do like 95% myself, maybe a little bit more depending upon the day. But yeah, then there's that issue when they're just sitting there, and I couldn't do YouTube, right? You know, there was that going out issue, which isn't, you know, which was a thing. So I said, okay, we have to find another solution. So we were finally told about this sponsored residential program, which we've gone into, but I'll go into for newcomers. It's a whole different waiver, okay? It's a housing waiver. So I had to drop the DD waiver. I still have my advisor from what I understand, but it's helping me find a place to live, and the family that I will move into will be my support system. So that's where I am now. I'm trying to get the CL waiver so I can move out of this apartment because this apartment isn't working. Okay? And can you imagine, okay, being in this apartment and sitting there with my aide all day? Mind you, with my mom still here. Okay? Think about that. So, and right now, in-home aides are paid so little, no one wants to do it. Okay? No one realizes that in-home help are paid very little. So, and by the way, guys, these are usually CNAs, certified nursing assistants. They're not nurses, they're nursing assistants, i.e. they, you know, do a lot of lifting. They can prepare your meal, do your laundry, and all, you know, stuff like that. But in a place like this, and again, I'm hoping to get out of here soon, but who knows? It just wouldn't work. And like I said, I can't afford to go, hey, let's go to the, you know, to this shopping center and look for this thing, or go do this thing. You know, I can't do that. So with the sponsored residential program, this housing this family that would take you in are, I guess, paid by someone to assist with my care, and they would take me places that to help me interact with the community, and hopefully I can get some sort of something that would help me earn a little bit extra and whatnot. So that's where I am now. We'll see what happens. I really want to start teaching again, because honestly, that's what all I'm qualified to do is teach martial arts. So we'll see where I am there, and stay tuned, guys. Next in the series, I think we'll do siblings and disabilities, because that's important. But I'm hoping to make this at least 3 to 4 parts. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned. Stay safe. If you have any questions, and especially questions that may spawn a video idea, leave them in the comments. If you need to contact me, use the email in the description on the channel page, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible, or DM me on Instagram at unclecow too. Okay? Stay tuned, stay safe. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to share your favorite video. Views help Uncle Cow. Okay? Let's help Uncle Cow get monetized. It would help a lot. Stay tuned, stay safe, and like I always say, guys, don't do anything I wouldn't do.